I recently watched a video by Varun Maya about why Indians can't build Black Myth Wukong. And as someone who's been in the game development industry for over 17 years, I have some thoughts to share. Let me start by saying this. I agree with 99% of what Varun said. He's spot on with the challenges, the hurdles, and why we haven't seen a AAA title coming out of India yet. But there's a remaining 1%, and it's not that I disagree with him. I just want to add a few things that even Varun may not know about. So this video is coming from an insider's perspective in the Indian gaming industry. Alright, so being a game designer, producer and a founder in the last 17 years of my career, I've seen it all. The struggles, the missed opportunities and the lack of investment as well. Varun's right when he says that the investment community in India isn't ready to pour millions into AAA games. Games that need even like $1 million in funding and take 2 to 3 years to develop are still a hard sell for investors here. But here's where things are changing, and this is what I'm excited about. India is on the cusp of something really big. While the AAA titles are still a dream for some, Indian studios are already pushing boundaries with bigger and better games. Over the next 3 years, I firmly believe we'll see at least 5 successful titles, not necessarily AAA, but definitely bigger indie games for PC and consoles that will make the world sit up and take notice. And there's a reason for that. There are programs now that are providing the support we've needed for so long in India. Initiatives like the Sony PlayStation India Hero Project, Xbox Grants and Unreal Mega Grants are giving Indian developers the resources to build more ambitious projects. Another key point I want to address is the importance of building a gaming culture in India. While Varun rightly mentions that PC gaming is still a small market compared to mobile, what we often overlook is how rapidly things can change. Like how we saw the Chinese growth in just 5 years. Similarly, just a few years ago, mobile gaming wasn't even on the radar of investors, and today it's a multi-billion-dollar industry in India, and we're seeing millions of dollars of funding being raised for the same. The shift towards premium game development is also happening, but it's not just about the games themselves. It's about creating a very strong gaming culture where players and developers and investors alike start to view gaming not just as a pastime but as a serious industry. Esports, gaming influencers and even educational programs in game design or in any other aspects are on the rise. And this will play a huge role in creating a larger demand for high quality PC and console games. To give you the industry perspective, there are 3 categories. Small-time indies, group of a couple of developers wanting to make games. The second are the huge companies who focus on building a business around games, and they usually play safe. The third are the mid-scale studios, the real hustlers. These are the studios betting everything to build that next successful title from India that can create a success. They don't have enough funding, but these are the most creative bunch of people who want to create homegrown IPs. To share something from my own experience, we at Underdogs have been at it for 13 years. We've built over 250 games in that time on mobile, and we've now working on our very first console title called Mukti. Mukti is a groundbreaking first-person story exploration game set within the immersive environment of an Indian museum. Mukti delves deeply into a critical social issue that demands our attention, which is human trafficking. We recently won Sony PlayStation's India Hero Project, and Sony is now funding the whole development of the game, eventually helping us take things to the next level. Now, why does this matter? Because Mukti is more than just a game for us. Its success could amplify the future for Indian game developers. If we can prove that a console game developed right here in India can make an impact globally, it will open the doors for more funding, more partnerships, and more opportunities for the entire Indian gaming industry. One of the other major things I want to highlight, which is often overlooked, is the growing trend of global partnerships and collaborations. Indian game developers aren't just working in isolation anymore. We are seeing more partnerships with international publishers, platformers, and tech giants that are helping push our games into the global market. Take Nvidia and Epic Games for example. Many Indian studios, including ours, have access to these tools, resources, and platforms that were once out of reach. At Underdogs, we've been able to leverage these platforms to ensure our upcoming game Mukti has state-of-the-art graphics and performance, something we could only dream of a few years ago. These partnerships are key to bridging the gap between India and the global market. And it's not just big names like Sony and Microsoft getting involved. Homegrown newer publishers like 1312 Interactive and biggies like Krafton are stepping into helping Indian games to an international audience. This kind of collaboration is exactly what will accelerate the growth of the Indian gaming industry and make AAA titles a reality sooner than we think. So while we may not be there yet in terms of AAA games, we are building the foundation. These smaller successes, whether it's Mukti or other indie titles, are going to serve as the case studies that investors need. And once those success stories are out there, we'll see a huge shift. More investors will jump in, and in the next 3 years, I truly believe we will see bigger AAA titles in development, fully funded and ready to compete on the global stage. To all the developers out there, keep pushing. We are closer than ever to breaking through. And to the gaming community, keep supporting Indian developers. The world is watching, and I can confidently say that the Indian games are on their way to becoming global success stories. Thank you, Varun, for making the video. It really acts as an eye-opener for a lot of them out there. The only thing I hate is the title of your video. India can and India will build a game better than Wukong very soon. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you're excited about the future of Indian gaming, hit that like button, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comment section below.